All right.
All right, Warren.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Are you originally from Arizona?
Yeah.
What part of AZ?
Phoenix, 59th and Encanto.
What's your current situation?
I'm homeless. Yeah.
How long have you been on the streets for?
About 3 years. Yeah. I started off in another state. I had just barely came here. My mom brought me out here. I had called her and I told her I needed someone to talk to, and she came down and got me within the next 8 hours, and I was gone. I didn't even realize that's what she was going to be doing, so it kind of messed me all up.
What state were you in?
Utah.
Why did you take off over there?
I don't know if a lot of people laugh at me, but the gang stalkers, it's like a secret society type thing, and they're real. They're here, and they like messing with people, especially, individuals like me that have been convicted of any charge, really. Mines have, they sound bad. I had gotten charged with child abuse, but I had just fell on my son. It was a complete accident, but yet people, they take it and they just look at the charge. They don't ever stop to actually look at what is there. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So gang stalkers, what does that mean?
It's a group of people, right, that they go around and they gaslight people, right? They'll take just anything. They'll have multiple people in one area, and they'll be talking about something, right, in a group, right? They won't even need to be together, but since you are there, they know everything about you. They go and they fucking put certain words and certain things into a scenario, right? So that way it seems like you're going crazy, right? When in actuality, they're setting you up to be that, you know what I mean? And it's really genius, right? But it's diabolical at the same time. It's not good. I believe in rehabilitation.
Yeah.
I took my time in prison and I turned it into college. I studied psychology, I studied body language, I studied everything that I needed to know, so that way I could become the man that I wanted to be, right? As soon as I got out, I started doing well, and then COVID hit and it put a lot of people out of job. Me, I had just barely gotten put up to a head cook for the night, right? I was the second head cook. They kept the senior and dropped the junior, you know what I mean? So it messed me up, and then I got into which are bad, and I just kept going down from there. And
so you ended up going to prison for your charges?
Yeah.
How long did you do in there?
About 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Did you do the whole thing straight, or
yeah,
you got some 80%? Or
no, I did the whole thing straight. Yeah.
How was your experience in there?
I had to fight to live, you know what I mean? People didn't like me. I have an attitude. I'm not gonna fall for anybody's bullshit. I'm not gonna follow anybody, you know what I mean? Especially if I think that you're on bullshit. I'm a leader. I know leaders lead by example, and that's what I want to be. I was put here to do something.
Did you do your time here in Arizona?
No, I was in the feds, right? And the feds is all over. Started off in California, made my way to Florida, then to Illinois, and it was all right, you know what I mean?
What was the main difference in the prisons from state to state?
Politics. All right.
What would you say is the state with the most politics?
California.
California?
Yeah, California by far. Every other state is very lenient, or they'll actually hear some shit out. California is no holds barred, you know what I mean? They say something, that's what it is, you know what I mean? You're not allowed to talk. Since we're Mexican or whatever, If me and you were on the yard, me and you couldn't eat off another black man's plate. You know what I mean? Like, me right now, I'll eat off of anybody's plate. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat, right? You're not allowed to associate with like black people or white people or shit like that in a way that is not strictly business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like, I don't know, I thought it was like vulgar, you know what I mean? And the way it treats us, and it kind of like, I don't know, what's the word? It sets us all up to be like that when we get out on the streets.
Yeah.
Like, I know for one that I wasn't racist when I went to prison. Now I have it in my head that I'm supposed to be this way.
Yeah.
And I don't think that, I mean, I don't want that to be, you know what I mean?
Was it hard getting used to it since you're from Arizona, right? You're from Arizona.
Yeah.
And people out here, they tend to get along with anybody. Doesn't matter what race or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And in California, it changes a lot.
I mean, it was hard. Like, everybody wants something. You know what I mean? Like, if you're talking to somebody, like, they want something from you. Like, me for one, like, in prison, black people are bro. Like, a lot of black dudes, they're fucking gay. Or they're closet homos or whatever. Right? So when they talk to you or whatever, like, you're like, what the fuck you want? I have my guard up with everybody all the time. Like, I don't let people walk behind my back, right? For the simple fact that, like, you can get stabbed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I watched this old-ass white man, he's like 70 years old, go stab this white kid just because fucking, well, the kid was disrespectful, for one. But walked up right behind him, stabbed him in the neck like 3 times, stabbed him in the stomach, and then, like, kid runs around the whole entire unit and falls out, and then we don't see him ever again. You know what I mean? So it's like, shit is what it is. I'm not gonna be the one. And like, I'm a kind man, right? I don't want to hurt people. I had to do a lot of dirt because I'm a hardhead. I mean, I ran with the paisas, and like, I'm an addict, so I would pass out in front of my cell, high as hell, and then I would get blacklisted, and they would make me go out and do shit to people. Like, a new dude hit the yard.
So you were like the torpedo in there?
Pretty much at first, like, and then as time went on, I kind of learned how to navigate the shit.
Why did you decide to run with the paisas and not the Southsiders or the homies in there?
Well, I mean, my charge, right? I know that the Southsiders and the homies, they're not gonna listen. They're not gonna hear me out.
Yeah.
They're just gonna see it and they're gonna go. And that's how it's always been, you know what I mean? And like, I would love to fucking be a part of a family, you know what I mean? But it's not what it is for me, you know what I mean?
And the paisas, they were okay with that? Like your charges and everything?
They were fine.
And they never got questioned by the homies and none of that?
Not really, because I mean, I'm very discreet on how I do my stuff.
Do the paisas do the same thing as the homies? You know, like when you get in there, you have 13 days to produce your paperwork.
Yeah.
Do they do the same thing with the
Yeah.
paisas?
They do the same thing. The only thing with me is that I went to the rep directly and I spoke. I spoke on my behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I'm not a creep. I'm not a fucking weirdo. I'm none of those things.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking man. I love women. I love my child. I love to live. I love freedom. You know what I mean? I just want to live. I just want to be free. And like, I was a kid when I went in, like 20 years old, man. Like, and then, nothing. Like, I had gotten my second charge, right? Because the first charge wasn't what I went to prison for. I had copped 3 years probation for that, right? And like, it was what it was, you know what I mean? The court wanted to fucking give me 14 years, right? If I went and took it to trials to try to, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't my baby mama pressing charges, it was the state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, or not the state, but the feds, or federal.
Picks it up, right?
Yeah, well, on the reservation, everything's federal. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, so it went federal. Like, and then I took the 3 years because we had gotten a lawyer for like 5 racks, and he said it was our best thing. You know what I mean? Because they were gonna try to find a way to fucking make it so that way I would have lost. And if I would have lost, like, that's 14 years gone. You know what I mean? So I took the deal, and I didn't think nothing of it, right? Then I had, well, a whole bunch of situations happened that led up to me kind of like losing my mind. Like, I wasn't here physically or mentally. Like, my twins died, and like they were just babies, like they were just born, right? But I was very excited to be a father, because like my daughter, my son, they're like the best thing that I've ever had. You know what I mean? I remember them being born, you know, and like I just don't like, yeah. I wanted to be the best father I could, and I ended up being nothing. Fucking I had gotten with a girl, right? It just so happened to be her niece, right? Fucking we were fucking around. She started everything with me, and like I woke up one night, and she was doing, you know what I mean, giving me, you know what I mean, and like I'm like, what the fuck? I had to stop it, right? And like I go to my room, and I fucking like with my baby mama, or the mother of my children, I lay down with her, and then the next day I let her know, like, I don't want nothing to do with that, right? And then, oh sorry, and then fucking for some reason it happened again, and then it happened again, and again, and then like finally I got my head right, and I fucking started doing my work again and working, and then fucking next thing you know, my birthday comes around, and my baby mama decided to get me fucking really drunk, right? And she got her niece to babysit our kids, and I had gone back, and fucking she had, I guess, seduced me in a way. In my eyes, that's what happened. I don't know what she said and everything, because I was just so, I was sick. I was sick to my stomach. I was sick, period. Because like, she didn't stand up. She didn't tell the truth for me. And she messed up my whole life. I messed up my whole life. But she should have just at least helped me out by telling the truth, you know?
What are you doing right now to try to get out of your situation? Try to get out of homelessness?
Actually, I've been cutting hair. Like, I'm getting my mind right as far as like becoming a businessman, like entrepreneur.
That's good,
like,
huh?
I have a lot of talent. Like, I'm not trying to be like, I'm usually humble, but I know that I have talent. I know that I have potential, and I'm not living up to it at all. And that makes me sick.
Earlier you told me that you were looking for work, right?
I am always, all the time.
What kind of work are you looking for right now?
I mean, I can do anything. I'm certified to solder heart monitors and military grade cables. I'm also, I know how to run a sewing machine. I've worked in a textile. I have my SurfSafe manager. I've been trained through OSHA, right? I have CPR certified, or well, I think that's gone now. I think it's only lasts a certain amount of time. Like, and I tattoo, I cut hair, I braid hair. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I knew how to do makeup, I could do it. You know what I mean? I don't even know how. I'm pretty sure I can do it. You know, and like, I have confidence. So any work, I just want to work.
Good,
like,
man.
construction, I'm strong.
So if anybody watches this interview and they have a job opening or something that they know of, how can they contact you? Do you have an email or anything that you want to share?
I don't have anything right now. Every time I get a phone, someone steals it, or I break it, or, you know what I mean?
You know,
like,
Facebook where they could reach you?
To be honest with you, like, I haven't done any of that yet. Like, I don't really know how to navigate the phones anymore.
Yeah.
Like, the smartphones and shit just barely came out when I got locked up. And like when I got out, everybody hit me with all these phones and shit, and like I'm trying not to look stupid, and like at the same time I'm fucking being a dumbass. You know what I mean? And like I still have to do that. I still have to go and like actually put that together. I mean, I could give them my mother's number, and she would definitely give me the information.
Yeah,
but
it's probably better if you do an email.
Yeah.
I'll leave my information with you if you have an email.
Okay.
Make an email, just send it to me.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, thank you for sharing your story. I really do appreciate it. Are you okay if I put this on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, you're okay.
All right, man. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.